Hey guys, so I have a little update on Chipotle for you. I did have a call yesterday with them to talk about what in the heck they're doing with their marketing strategy. And the big takeaway that I had is really that they have a whole new C-level executive team. So they have a new CEO, they have a new chief marketing officer, they have new people in marketing and branding and communications and all this stuff. So it's really great to have a conversation with them to talk about kind of my experience and just agriculture in general's experience and views on Chipotle and what are they doing to kind of change that. So basically they are doing a lot of new initiatives to support farmers. They want to keep farmers farming, keep them on the land, do longer term contracts to ensure that farmers are more profitable, do just better partnerships overall and kind of like uplift farmers and agriculture. So good on them. But my big thing is just like, okay, that's all well and good if you want to do that. However, we kind of need an apology. Like, people aren't going to trust you, right? You can say, oh, I'm going to do all these great things. We're going to support farmers. We're here for you. We're in your corner. But we're kind of going to be like, but are you? So I think they kind of need to build a little bit more on the trust factor. So we had a really great initial conversation, and I hope it's the first conversation of many. They sent me over a bunch of links last night that I just have to sit and like actually go through and watch and read and learn more. They're working with the National Young Farmers Coalition, which, to be honest, I don't really know much about yet. So if you guys have any opinions on them, who they are, what they do, if you guys do any digging in, let me know what you think, because I was kind of saying partnering with farmers are good, but where are you getting your information from? Like, which groups are you partnering with? Because if they're partnering with somebody like maybe a Common Ground or a Farm Bureau or maybe like a U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance or something like that, we've got different ways to go about that. So just to make sure they're making the right types of partnerships that are going to be inclusive of science and all different types of agriculture, because I think that was one of the things I really wanted to tell them is like, just because you're not a small organic farm doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Like, basically any farm can do a great job regardless of size or label. So it's important to be all inclusive and really understand what it is we do. Chipotle had talked about sourcing being one of their biggest challenges, right? Well, like, why is that a big challenge? Is it a big challenge because you're still trying to source organic or non-GMO or pasture raised or whatever that is? Like, there's nothing wrong with doing things like that. Like, if you're a farmer that chooses that way, that's fine. But there's a reason why a vast majority of food brands cannot source like that, because is it really as sustainable as we feel it is? If organic was better, wouldn't we all be farming that way? Like I've said, organic doesn't mean pesticide free. Pasture raised has its advantages and disadvantages, just like other types of systems do and don't as well. It's not black and white. Farming is not going to be like, well, this is right and this is wrong. We have to end this divisive attitude and come together and realize that, hey, like, this has its good and this has its bad. So I think my big thing with Chipotle, I was excited to see them come to the table and have a conversation, but just kind of see where this goes, because if you want to support farmers, that's amazing. What are you going to do? But just to understand that the Chipotle now is different than the Chipotle back in 2015 and 2016 when they were doing this anti-farmer campaign. They did like Farmed and Dangerous and the Scarecrow and this anti-GMO movement and these horrible like marketing on their cups and all this stuff that was just terrible. So knowing now that since 2018, they are no longer headquartered in Denver, they're in Southern California now, and they have a whole new team. They're physically going out to farms to learn more. And so kudos for them for having like a new idea of how they want to brand themselves and how they do want to change. And so I don't think we'll be seeing as much negative marketing as we did in years past. However, I think we still have a little ways to go to see, like, can you regain trust? I don't think we should let them off easy. I think what Chipotle's done in the past, the damage is there. It's been done. There are many people that will boycott them for life, that they just will not forgive. For me, I'm still not ready to eat there yet. However, I'm appreciative of the conversation to see how we can move forward, because it's enough with this corporate marketing putting down agriculture. We have to come together and have these conversations and encourage C-level executives or people in the food marketing space really to connect with farmers, to come back out, to learn from us, to see what it is that farmers are actually doing on their farms, and how do we care for the planet, the global food supply, and all of that. So anyway, that was my biggest takeaway, is keep your eyes peeled, because we're probably not going to see the same nastiness that we used to. However, they have a little ways to go in building trust, and we shall see how it all unfolds. So hopefully that helps you guys with a little update, and we shall see how it goes. But like I said, this is one conversation of many, so I will keep you updated as we make some progress. So to all you other food corporations out there, make sure you are including and supporting America's farmers. Thanks, guys.